Hi, this is Anand Sureka and I work as a senior sales engineer at Guardian Analytics, and we're going to spend the next few minutes looking at the Guardian Analytics online solution for fraud prevention. We're going to start on the dashboard page here. It's got a whole lot of summary information, some volume data, some trending data here for all online sessions at the bank. But really for our demonstration, we're going to focus on the alerts tab. That's where a fraud analyst would begin his day. Now, before we start, I wanted to point out that all the data that you're going to look at is real customer data. We have the bank's permission to use this information and to show you how the solution works in the real world. Now, after thousands of sessions on this day, I, as a fraud analyst, need to focus only on the 9 red sessions or the high-risk sessions for that day. These are risk ordered, the riskiest ones on the top. So let's try and see what was wrong with this particular account, John Doe, on this day. Now, once I click on that, it leads me to what we call as our timeline page. A lot of information here. So let me orient you to the red indicator on top. Now, each column represents an online session, and the top row is the final risk score for that session. On the left-hand side, you see all the activities, login through, logout, risk factors, the channel. We're protecting both online and mobile. We've got the geolocation for that user, some network information, device information, and the cadence for login. Now, with that information, what we really want to know is what was wrong with this session. The easiest way to do that is to simply read the risk factors. This session here, the first risk factor is the new location. It says this one is coming in from New York here. If you see the green bars, they indicate that most common logins come in from the Colorado area or some from Mountain View, California. But New York is clearly an anomaly, highlighted as one of the risk factors. It's a new network provider, adding the risk here. And the last two talk about the device changes, the operating system and the browser changes that we see on during this session. And you can see that this device and this user agent hasn't been seen on this account in a while. You also get access to the activities. Let me collapse that here. I can see that there's a new device being registered, and there are 8 check image views during this session. Now, check images have a lot of important information, and it looks like a clear case of account reconnaissance during this session. The next one here is 2 days later. This one's on a Wednesday, now on a Friday. Now, this session here, similar risk factors, new location, network provider, OS browser changes, but now you see a transfer recipient. And on the activities, to a new recipient, there's a transfer for $19,500. The third session here, very similar risk factors, but you see now this is coming from an Android device, a mobile channel, and the user uses the RDC functionality to deposit 4 checks during the session. Now, with a combination of the location and the device changes and the network information, along with all the activities, we understand why those 3 sessions had a high risk score. And sure enough, the bank did confirm that this was a case of account takeover where the user's account was compromised, and the information on those checks were used to initiate an internal transfer, and the fraudster tried to fund those using 4 counterfeit checks. And FraudMap was able to alert on all of those sessions. Now, in addition to the alerts and the timeline, you also get access to reporting and case management capability, which will help you manage fraud, online fraud at the bank. Thank you.